Boom. And we are live, Coach Javier, live streaming once again. We're early. Guess what, guys? We just don't keep to the schedule. We're either early or a couple minutes late. Hav, we saw your video that's making a hit there. We got the schmo talking about it. You got Instagram talking about it, almost 500,000 views about your haircut, which I think looks fantastic. Well, I have to stay on your side. I'm doing the podcast. I'll never pick anything against you, just so you know. How are you feeling about the haircut? A lot of people voted for it after we did the live stream. They had to come back and check it out.
Well, I had to concede to Habib because Habib said if he really wants, he goes, Coach, you really want to challenge me? He goes, I'm going to get ESPN. I'm going to, and I said, okay. Then he said the one thing that definitely would get me, Dana White. He goes, I'm going to get Dana. And I said, oh, shit. Dana gives me tickets once in a while when I call him and he answers my call. So I said, all right, never mind. You win.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Somebody just complimented the haircut. Oh, they're asking, where is Islam Makachev?
He's back at home.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a good one. We've got the haircut is amazing. Habib is jealous.
Yes. Habib is jealous. He's big time jealous.
Well, your ball, Javier obviously agrees with you. And, you know, we get some nice comments coming here. People are loving the coach here. Lag King, the pro. What's this one? Oh, nice haircut. Love from Mizoram.
Supercut.
Supercuts. That's our new sponsor, right?
Yeah, Supercuts cut my hair.
Right. Let's see. Oh, this is like more about the haircut. I think your haircut, I think you look the same age as Habib, and that's why he doesn't like it.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm actually younger than him, and with my new haircut, that's why he doesn't like it. I look younger than him.
You know, that's the key. That's when I first met you. I go,
you know, it's really funny, right? Do I look like I need hair transplant?
No, okay, maybe a little beard.
I got an Instagram message from somebody that wants to give me free hair plants, and a free flight, free hotel, free hair plant, and all I have to do is advertise them. I'm like going, am I missing something? I go, do I need them? I'm like, maybe in the back of my head, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't need it, right? I mean, it doesn't look like I need it. I mean, why do I want them if I don't need them?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I had another person offer me 5-star hotel, flight free, and new veneers. Now that I probably could use. My teeth are horrible, so that right? Probably a good idea. And it's in Turkey. You know, Anis is his name, I believe. I believe he has a dentistry place where they do that. So, yeah, no, but
veneers.
Yeah, veneers. I've been offered that, but you have to go to Turkey to get it done.
That's crazy. So how's everything? How's the vibe? Are the guys cutting weight right now? You got Usman, you know, and who else we got going on right now?
Usman, Islam Abadov, and Haji. I don't know how to pronounce Haji's last name, but Haji is a Team Eagle fighter. Also been with him for many years. He's got a tough fight too. And Islam Abadov is fighting former Bellator champion.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me set this up so we can see the comments better. Actually, I gotta move this around because then the comments don't cover your face here. But obviously, ABD, no, coach, you don't need a hair transplant. They just want you because you're so popular now, the same level like Habib, big time coach now. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say same level as Habib. I mean, say maybe 1% of Habib, maybe with Habib fans though. With Habib fans, I can walk around anywhere in the good old US of A. And people don't know who the heck I am. So obviously I'm not that popular. But thank you.
What was this one? This is funny. Coach, I'm coming to Bellator 263. That's not the funny one. Just so I can meet you and the guys. Is that possible? Are you ready? From AK.
That's always a difficult one because we're always away, and you know. So my feeling is, hey, if you can get there when we're there, yeah, no problem. It's just not easy to do. So many barriers, so many time restrictions, and so many things happen. So it's, I have so many, even my own friends are like, hey, we want to come down and see Habib and see you. And I'm like, well, it's like, it's kind of hard because you go, okay, yeah, come at this time. All of a sudden, Habib's not there. None of the guys are there. They change their mind. They go somewhere else. All of a sudden, so many things happen. So
Right.
it's like, it's never guaranteed. Like for instance, we had somebody show up yesterday. They told me that my wife told me that someone showed up at the gym yesterday. They drove 9 hours to come meet Habib at San Jose, and she didn't know what to tell him. It's like, Habib hasn't been here. They didn't bother checking.
Right.
They just took a chance, and and they drove 9 hours, and I felt really bad. I mean, that's horrible, but man, I mean, that's the kind of thing that Habib has with people. That's the kind of influence and respect and love he has from people, that they're willing to just take a chance, shot in the dark. Hopefully they get a shot with him, just a picture, just a hello. That's it. None of these fans come in and they want to take his time. They just get their picture and that's it. They're done. That's it. That's all they want. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. I've never in my life been involved with anybody that has that kind of star power over fans, and rightfully so. He's probably the most beautiful person you'd ever meet if you knew him in person. Who's a star? He's the most down to earth, humble individual you'd ever want to meet. Habib is. He really, really is. And everybody else that I meet that is at his level, they're not humble like him. No, not even close.
Goes to your head. Habib is the most humble guy I've ever met. He impresses me. You told me, yeah, wait till you meet Habib. And I'm like, I've never met anyone like him, and I doubt I ever will again.
Well, that's not true. Hopefully we meet more people like him, because the world needs more people like Habib, so hopefully that we do meet more people like him. So that just means that the world's, changing for the better, and there is good people out there.
Interesting question from Cliffish. Hi, coach. Is Usman ever coming to the UFC?
I don't know. Right at the present time, he's got a great deal with Bellator, and Bellator is taking fantastic care of him. So who knows? Maybe never. I mean, Bellator pays just as good as the UFC, if not better in some cases. And who knows? By the time Usman's ready for a world title, which he will be within a year or two, probably 2 years, I'd say. Who knows? Pay-per-view might be bigger. Bellator might be bigger. As we know, Bellator's coming to Russia in October for one of Fedor's last fights, and that's going to be off the hook. So, if Bellator becomes bigger than UFC or just as equal as UFC, which is going to take a while anyways, and Bellator may never be as big as UFC, or may be as big as the UFC. Who knows? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do know this. Bellator is making big, giant gains, and a lot of these guys are becoming bigger names. But one thing I do know for sure, 100%, Bellator pays great, and the promoter, Scott Coker, is a great promoter.
So what was this? Who is the wrestling coach now in the corner with the guys? Well, we know who Habib is.
It's Habib. It's Habib with Team Ego. It's Habib. Habib is the main guy. I mean, come on, who's better than him? There's no one better than him. I mean, he's such a great corner now. He really doesn't even need me in the corner, to be honest with you. He has me there just out of respect and everything. But in regards to what he's learned from his father and the what he's learned from me combined together, I mean, he's the total package. Habib is the total package, but mostly his father, because obviously, right, his whole life has been with his father.
Well, you get, and now from Jolly Impulse, is Hector also a Mexican gangster?
I think Hector is more Mexican gangster than I am.
Yeah, he's definitely a prime example. Let's see. Coach Hav, this is from Saeed Siab Muhammad. Coach Hav, do you see Pitbull come to the UFC after he wins this Saturday?
It's, you never know. It's all contract based. If he wins, beats AJ McKee, there is a more than likely not a chance that he can come over unless he's at the end of his contract with Bellator. And usually all these promotions, when you finish your contract, they have matching rights, and they have a 3-month period or so where you can't touch the individual. Then after that, you can make an offer on him. So let's just say this fight here with Patrick is his last fight. Then usually you have 3 months where the UFC or anybody can't do nothing, and Bellator tries to renegotiate with him. And after that, if they didn't renegotiate with him, then UFC can make an offer, and the UFC makes this great offer, but the Bellator has the matching right. So Bellator can match it. The same thing the UFC is doing, meaning money-wise, pay-per-view-wise, exposure-wise. If they can match the same deal, Patricky has to stay with Bellator. So there's a lot of things involved with that. It's not as simple as that. But Patricky, I think he's very happy where he's at. If I'm not mistaken, Patricky loves Bellator, and they're taking really good care of him, and I see that continuing to happen.
This is Ayman Breika. Could you please talk about some of the doping in the UFC? I think you said something about getting rid of USADA.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with USADA at points there because they were flagging these guys for things like marijuana, and and even though some of these situations they knew that fighters weren't like some of the fighters, they were not responsible for something that's in their system, but regardless, because of their rules, these fighters were out of fights, and then a lot of times people, basically found themselves in a bad situation where no money, no fights, no fans get to watch because the shows are canceled because USADA, follows their protocol, and some of their protocol needs to change, like they have already with the marijuana. Now, if you're on marijuana, that's fine because the state athletic commissions are not gonna, it's not a banned substance anymore, and it's not illegal because it's legal to smoke marijuana in the good old US of A now. So those are some of the things, and there's other things too, and I just don't like it. I don't like people losing, their paydays because of something that another sanctioning body in USADA comes in and spend all that time, all that work, and all of a sudden, for whatever reason, and some of the reasons are stupid, and some of them are legit.
The wrong protein supplement from the store.
Yes,
that can happen. That happens.
It has happened. It happened to Yoel Romero.
Right.
Supplements, tainted stuff from the store, and his fight was out. And that's why I'm like, man, and also just so people understand, each state athletic commission has their own testing. They have their own testing, dope testing, but it's not as extensive as USADA. USADA is a real extensive, program, and it's very difficult to cheat under USADA. So from that perspective, it's great. It's very difficult, but even though it's very difficult, there's some fighters that still get away with it. TJ Dillashaw, he was getting away with it with EPO, and I'm sure other ones have done it also. There's always something that's ahead of the curve, and the good thing I will say about USADA is they're always looking to catch it. They're always looking to catch it ahead and get people, before it comes out. So it's very difficult to cheat with USADA and other anti-doping organizations out there. But I just don't like when people lose their fights and stuff and something that they didn't do, that they wasn't there for, and the show's canceled. I hate that, and that's why I'm against them for that reason. Not that what they're doing isn't a good thing. And then also too, they wake you up early in the morning too.
Yeah, they came knocking at your door.
Knocking at your door, knock, like, and they're mean.
they're mean, and they're at your door. They're trying to attack.
Yeah, well, they're used to people being mean to them, so they're kind of jerks themselves. Some of them, not all of them.
Right.
But some of them, but you got to understand their point of view. Is like, they're getting pissed off at them because they'll come at your house when you're not expecting them, because when you're a UFC fighter, you're supposed to sign a whereabouts. It's called whereabouts. I think it's called whereabouts. It's, in other words, it details where you're going to be at a certain times, because USADA could pop up on you. And if you forget to send where your location is, and USADA, I think, tries 2 or 3 times, if they miss you for 2 or 3 times, you get the the ding on you. I think the 3rd time's a lucky charm, and you're like banned for about a year or so from competing. I don't like that either. That's because some of these fighters are dummies. They'll do things like that. They don't sign their whereabouts, and next thing you know, they're in jeopardy of them losing a payday because they forgot to tell USADA. So it had nothing to do with them being dirty. It just had to do with them being careless. And I understand they should not be careless. They should be responsible for their careers, but not all of these guys are that way. So many of these guys, they forget to do that stuff. A lot of these guys, I'm not even going to name who, but there's a ton of my guys that don't do whereabouts. Another thing too, a lot of these guys don't do is when you have any new substance that you're taking, you're supposed to send it to them to make sure it's okay to take.
I have a headache. I have
Guys
to
don't
send
do
you my
that.
aspirin.
Yeah, seriously, you have to send it to them. This is what I'm taking. Is it okay? I mean, if you follow the procedures, it's great. But problem is, these guys don't follow the procedures. They're thinking, "Oh, I can take this. This is okay." It's not okay. It's illegal, and they don't know.
I have one. Where is this one? You're kind of hiding by the comment, but that's okay. I saw another good question here. Good evening, everybody. Okay, this guy's asking from Anas Naufel. I don't know more about Ghazi. How good is he? Basically, he's asking how good is Ghazi.
Gaji's really, really good. He's been main sparring partner for Islam Habib since I met Gaji. So he's expect a good fighter all the way around. Good stand up, good ground, good everything. Gaji's a real tough fighter. I would expect the great fireworks from him, and you know anybody from Team Eagle that you're seeing fight is top notch. You know, Gaji's got great experience. Great experience. Has been with the Team Eagle for a long time. So yeah, expect some good things from him. Everything. He likes to strike. He likes to strike. So you can definitely expect to see him strike.
Do you know of Victoria Lee? She's 16, pro MMA fighter and one championship. You know about her?
No, I know nothing about her, but 16 years old, wow, that's pretty impressive.
What...
Very impressive. Very impressive. So yeah, probably should look into her more to see. I don't really follow one FC, so I don't know about them.
Different times when you're awake.
Yeah,
and when
I
you're
know.
asleep.
I know one FC's got some good fighters, and they're making some good noise over there. But yeah, I don't know who Victoria Lee is.
Let's see what we got here. What's your initial intention when you started AKA? Did you get to it now? So are you where you thought you would be with AKA from where you started? Did it become what you thought it would, or did it become more? I mean, what's the journey been?
No, AKA became way more than I expected it. I was a real estate agent by trade when I opened up AKA, and I let my real estate go on the wayside only just to pursue the fighting because it was something I wanted to do. So I was just teaching people on the side so I can focus on the fighting. So I opened up at a friend's garage shop at Capital Glass Shop in San Jose, California. We'd sweep the floor after the classes was done. After the shop would close, and we'd take the glass off from the floor. It's a pavement floor, and we sweep it up, and then we clean up and we train in there. And so no, originally AKA started as just something for me to make ends meet while I pursued that endless see how far I could take my career in fighting. And I didn't look at it like as a career because I had a career in real estate, and I thought I'd go back to real estate. It just so happened that I fell in love with coaching, and I went with the poor man's sport. Back then in my days, it was kickboxing, poor man's sport. I mean, the most money I ever made was my last fight, a championship fight, and it was for $7,500. So I never fought for the money. It was never about the money because there really was no money in my sport, back then. But it grew exponentially. Much higher than I expected. I never expected AKA to be world renowned, and I didn't expect to be this big. No way, not even close. And it's a big brand name, and I'm very happy about it. But it started in 1985. That's a long time.
This one's funny. This guy's got 3 quick questions, so I guess we could be short on them. But Cap for Life, Coach, question: does Luke Rockhold have action? Remember Habib, action, Luke Rockhold. In the video that we put up here. And then number 2, does Islam have his horse parked at AKA during training? And does Hasbullah drive Habib's car when he's in the States? Your thoughts. Great show, sir.
Well, Luke Rockhold has action. When Luke Rockhold wants to put action, he puts action. No, Islam, I think, has his horses parked at home at Habib's gym, at the home city, and Hasbullah probably can drive anybody's car. He's so famous now that everybody talks about that kid. It's crazy. It's crazy how popular he's become. Very famous.
Let's see. I'm looking through here. What do the Eagles respect most about? Okay, let's see what this says. I'll just pop it up here. Who do the Eagles respect the most in the UFC outside of their team? From Alman Abdi.
hard question because they respect everybody. There's only like three individuals that they've had altercations with. That's the Diaz brothers, McGregor, and Tony Ferguson group, where there's less respect for them. But there's mutual respect and there's less respect. But everybody else, it seems to be very high respect for everybody. But it's like everything. Somebody's going to fight with somebody. Not everybody's good with everybody. There's always somebody. And in this case, those are the three. But it's not like, they're looking to get at him or trying to come at him one way or another. They don't do anything like that. They just, if anybody they want to fight, obviously it's that group.
Let's see. On Saeed, Coach, Usman had an interview with the Schmo where he mentioned Islam will fight in Abu Dhabi. Can we assume that he will fight October 30th versus RDA as his tweets indicate?
No.
Trying to get the scoop there. Good shot.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. Until it's signed, nothing is official. I can tell you this. Islam's going to be training with us in San Jose come November. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Will it be RDA? I'll tell you with this. I'm pretty sure I'm correct about this. It's going to be one of the top 5 guys. And top 5 guys, it's not going to be Dustin because he's going to fight for the title. I hope it's not Gagey because I hope Gagey fights Chandler. I think that would be good. And Islam would have to fight Beneil, right? And,
yeah.
I think he can fight Beneil or he can fight RDA. That's what I think it's going to be. But I don't know anything else as far as, the October timeframe. With everything we got going on, that's going to be a difficult one. But anything's possible, right? I mean, the UFC can say, hey, this is what we want. Can you guys make it happen? And, of course, it'll be done when it's done. But right now, I don't think that's in the plan that early. But I would imagine that Abu Dhabi, they want the Team Eagle to be over there because Abu Dhabi and Dubai at the NAS training center, they want us back over there all the time to train there. It's like family for us over there. We have a lot of basically people that we come to be like family with them. So being over there is good and they want us there. But I don't really know 100%. But if I had to guess, I would say not likely, but could happen.
Here's an interesting one from Eagles Eats to the Bone. Interesting. What is Usman's Taekwondo rank?
Yeah, I don't know. Shoot. I just I have
1 million. No,
but I'll tell you what. I would think that if he does have a Taekwondo background, he's black belt. That's for darn sure. But I don't think he has a Taekwondo background. I could be wrong. That's a good question. I'm going to ask him myself. That's a good question.
Let's see what else. We get some more questions. Okay, Coach, how's Umar Nurmagomedov now? Is his knee fully healed? When will he be in the octagon from ABD?
Umar's not 100% fully healed, but it's coming around fantastic. We're here in Los Angeles, and I have worked him out a couple of times. Actually, Umar did something no one's ever done, and that's hit me right in the jaw with the solid punch after I jabbed at him, made him evade the jab, and he comes with the counter right. He hit me with a counter right in the jaw, and my brain just like shocked. It was a hard shot. I've never been hit that hard. Habib's hit me sometimes, but never that hard. The first time I've ever got hit while holding the pads, I was holding the pads with one of my pro fighters, and he missed the pads completely and hit me right in the head with the shin kick, right in the head. Boom, bounced right off my head, and I was like, I can't believe he missed the pads. And then the next person that completely missed the pads was my own son. I'm holding the Thai pads for him because he doesn't know how to kick. And the first time we worked a couple times before in kicking, but not very much. I mostly work with him when I do work with him as on boxing, but I work with his kicking. The very first kick he threw, he hit my elbows, just my elbows, boom, with both sides. And I was like, I cannot believe this happened. I've never had anybody kick my elbows. They always hit at least the pad. They might hit a little bit part of me, but not completely elbows. So that happened, and Umar completely nailed me with a beautiful straight right cross, and it was crazy. When
is Zuba coming back from Gerbal?
Soon. We're working with Zuba now. I worked with him yesterday. He's looking better. We're looking to improve Zuba in all areas: cardio, mental, discipline. He's Zuba's a great guy, and he's Habib's drilling him hard, really hard. Habib's coming at him hard. So Zuba's coming soon. So expect Zuba to possibly fight this year sometime. Who knows? November, October, December. He'll be fighting one of those times. Until something's signed with the UFC and the UFC releases the signing, there's nothing official. But yeah, he will be fighting this year.
Here's one. Who do you think will become the next champ from AKA, whether it's UFC or another organization? From Peter Griffin. Now, I wonder if that's the real guy that makes the cartoon. But I like your icon.
Basically, I mean, Islam Makachev is AKA Eagles, AKA, so he's the next one. He'll win the title. Arjan Bueller already won the title, the ONE FC heavyweight title. But I would say the next one is if it's just strictly AKA, no. But you know what? We're all the same. So no, Islam Makachev.
I like this question. This is from Ben Samry. Coach, do you ever have to intervene or assert your authority? And what do you do when you feel fighters are not being serious in training? So you ever pull a guy aside and say, hey, come on, buddy, we got to get it together? I mean, does that happen?
Normally when I do that, I pick on the whole team. I've done it quite a few times where, the guys aren't working out. I see say 75% working out, the rest are not, they're laying around. I stop everything and I kind of chew everybody out, and my question always comes down to, are we a team? Because what I see now is not a team. I see somebody doing this. I see somebody doing that. I'm talking on the phone, doing this. This is not a team. If you guys want me to just not be here and go away, then fine, because we're not a team. I don't need to be here for the team. I'll just be here for the guys that I get paid from. But if you guys want a team, then you better be a team and you better stay with the team. We start as a team, we finish as a team. You don't just decide to take time off when you want on your own. You ask a coach, if it's cool if you sit out this rest for this round, etc., etc. That's acceptable. But when you just do it on your own, not acceptable. I've had to do that not on one occasion, but on many occasions, and I'm gonna have to do it again. That's just the way it is. When you run a team, it doesn't run by itself. You have to, enforce your authority, and that's just the way it is. I'm not that mean and not that strict, but there is discipline, and you do have to follow the rules. And it doesn't matter who you are; you have to follow the rules.
Okay, this is from Siyahira Samrui. Sorry, I'm having pronunciation problems. When is Zubaira's fight?
I thought we covered that. Then we don't know when.
Zubaira's, we don't know. Okay, I didn't get that one.
Gonna fight this year soon. Who knows? Maybe October, November, December. Nothing signed. He's training to fight though. He'll be fighting soon.
Well, this is an interesting question from Anmal Aguaro. How can Indians join AKA? By talking to Joanna.
Anybody can join AKA. They just walk through the doors. Now, can you be a fighter? That's another story. That you have to have credentials. You have to have time spent. You have to get approval from one of the coaches as a student, or you have to have experience outside before you come in. So being a fighter is different, but anybody can join AKA. It's a family gym.
But what's the process to become a fighter? Because there's always that fantasy. People see the videos, they go, oh, I'll just walk in and train with Habib. I might have assumed that before, years ago, if I'd watched the videos and not known how the process is. But what does it take? Do you put them through some tests, or what's the process to even get on the amateur or then the pro team?
Well, to get on the amateur team, you'd have to have an extensive MMA fight team. You'd have the extensive jiu-jitsu, at least 1 year of jiu-jitsu where you're consistent, or a good wrestling background where you're a good athlete and you can do it. You can't just come on and be on the fight team because you want to be on the fight team. That's going to take a little bit of time and work. So if they don't have any experience before they come to the gym, they're going to have to get the experience and wait. Some people have waited a couple of years before they were allowed to even come into the fight team. And that's the way it works. Basically, you start amateur to the pro ranks. If you've had experience already, then you're already a pro elsewhere. You can come in, get accepted, no problem. But if you don't have any experience, then you're going to have to get the experience before you're even remotely allowed to even consider coming to the fight team. And it has to be on the request of the coach, and mostly the jiu-jitsu coach or myself can recommend you coming on there. But it usually the jiu-jitsu coach, which is Ron Kessler. Ron Kessler has to approve for you to be able to come in and train with the amateur team.
So he'll test you out, basically.
Yeah.
Let's see.
About a year or longer.
Here's a question. What do you think about Makachev at 170? Should he move up eventually? I'm just saying eventually for you.
You never know. Anything's possible, but we need to focus on getting the title at 155, and then we'll see what happens from there. And then it's up to Islam what he wants to do. He can go up. He can go stay where he's at. More likely, he'll stay where he's at. But you never know. Anything's possible. He might decide that he might want to give it a shot. You never know. The UFC might give him an offer. He can't refuse. But we got to get the title first. If we don't have the title, then we have nothing.
Next question. From the Devil Wears Prada. What is Kane doing nowadays? Haven't seen him in ages.
I haven't seen him either.
We don't know.
I can't even get Kane to answer my damn calls. And so obviously he doesn't watch nothing MMA related, so he won't be watching this. So I can just say right now, Kane, you suck. I love Kane, right? But he won't hear this because he doesn't ever watch podcasts or he doesn't watch UFC events. He's my family, but he doesn't. I haven't seen him myself unless I go drop down his house and say, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" I won't know. Kane doesn't. Kane's kind of like a loner like that. He just does his own thing and a very happy guy, family guy. He loves his family and mostly does family stuff.
Let's see. Alman Abdi, hey coach, current UFC fighter who the team respects the most? At AKA team respects the most. Like which fighter? Obviously, I would think Habib.
Well, he's not a fighter. Current said current.
So current. Okay. Who's the new guy? Who's the leader of the pack?
Has to be Islam.
Yeah.
Everybody respect Islam. Everybody. Islam.
Right. So let's see. We get some more questions here. I have to go through these quicker so I can see them. With the schmo. Okay, we already asked that question. And someone's going RDA Islam at 155. I don't think that's going to happen, right?
No, it could happen. 100% could happen. It's either that. I think it's either RDA or Benil. I want Benil, but it could be RDA, and either one's good. I'll take either one, but if you're asking me which one I want Benil, because I'm thinking because of the USC process, they usually go winner fights winner, loser fights loser. Well, Justin Gaethje lost, and Chandler lost. Justin's last fight was a loss. Chandler's last fight was a loss. So they're not going to put Islam with those guys. They're going to usually put winners with winners. So Benil won, RDA won. So those and Islam won. So that's why I think that. And I think I'm correct, but I could be wrong.
Oh, that was a good one. Where did that one go? Someone said, talking about cheating, do you still use your car for coaching when the guys are running?
That was only a one-time thing. I normally I cheat more than that. They're all running. I'm doing nothing. I'm in my office.
Let's see.
They're when they do their cardio.
Okay, what's this one? Maximum Pollen, teaching grappler striking versus teaching striking a grappler. Which one's better?
Teaching a grappler striking is way better than teaching a striker grappler. That seems to be the people that control where the fight goes have the best time. So in other words, you got a grappler and you're teaching him striking, but he can take you down at will against a world champion guy that's a great striker, but he has no takedown defense. The elevation of the grappler is going to be here, whereas the striker, if he has no ground experience whatsoever, it's just much slower process. So usually it's the grappler that has the bigger advantage. Always will be, I think. In that case, if you're bringing two disciplines into it, the grappler has the best advantage because he can control where the fight goes. So yeah, it's much easier to teach a grappler striking than to teach a striking a guy grappling.
Interesting question from Jaffa West. When are you going to the Netherlands, coach?
I've never been there. I would look forward to go one day. I don't know. The UFC or the fights have to take us there. Netherlands, I hear, is beautiful.
That's home of the kickboxing too. From Fazal, has Habib offended you during your coaching or through his jokes? Have you ever offended by all the joking and back and forth you guys have?
Never, never. There's true love between him and I. No matter what he says, it's either mistranslation that I know has happened. He's never offended me, not one time. Never, never. And that's honest. That's honest. So I know people see things that he should have more respect for coach. But the bottom line is, him and I are in on it. We both know we're playing. We're not being serious. I'm filming the stuff, and it's for fun. It's just, it's funny, and I put it out there. And then no, he's never, not once ever disrespected me, and he won't allow it either. No one disrespects me around him. No one, and he above all never disrespects me. It's a mutual understanding when we do the filming that some people may look at it that way, but it's no, there's a lot of love there. There's no disrespect ever.
Great question from Amnal Argwal. Will you train Hasbullah, the main man, the main guy? Yeah.
Well, the main thing about training Hasbullah is all been just in fun. I made a joke about Habib because I said, well, maybe I'll train Hasbullah, and then that's kind of like what we're talking about, the disrespect and this and that, where we get into jokes like that, but it's all in fun. I mean, Hasbullah, come on, he's very funny. He's great to have, on. He's like, Hasbullah is doing the same thing Habib and I do. He's making fun of situations and having fun and enjoying life, and if you can't enjoy life, what's life all about?
Yeah, I think Hasbullah's great. He's very entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Let's see. The blue collar kid, is there any other sports you follow beside combat sports like cricket, bowling, whatever, anything? Is there anything else that you watch?
Well, right now I'm watching the Olympics, and almost anything, any part of the Olympics is pretty cool. So no, I do watch sports outside of combat fighting, but even combat fighting I don't watch as much as I used to because there's so much of it. But yes, right now what's got my attention is the Olympics. Yeah,
that's good. What are you watching in the Olympics?
Right now, I'm looking at it right now. It's volleyball. 6 indoor volleyball, the women's USA. They beaten Turkey 2 games to 1, and Turkey's ahead in the third game 9-14. So I'm watching that now. I'm not watching it, but it's on.
Yeah, see, the other guys, they do fight casts where they watch the fight together, but we're going to do it different. We're going to have you watching the Olympics with everybody. That'll be different. That would be kind of funny. No one's ever going to expect that.
You can only do that so long, though. There's only one Olympics per every 4 years. So
yeah, that's not going to be too popular, I guess.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck with that one. So this is a good one from Primero Ultimo. Coach, what do you have to do to improve the mentality of a fighter? Great question.
That's a good question, and that's a question that's super hard to really answer because there's not one solution for every fighter. There's so many different solutions that are needed. Like I'll give you, for instance, okay, how I build the fighter's mentality. I'm gonna give you one instance. I won't tell you the name, but I'll just give you the instance. I have one fighter that he's actually very good, but he's kind of lazy a little bit, and he doesn't really fulfill his potential. He lags behind on stuff. So what I do, I heard that they yell at him and it doesn't work. Other coaches tell me I yell at him, it doesn't work. So I don't know how to get to him. So I said, okay. So what I did with this particular fighter, I did the opposite. I tell him, hey, how do you feel? He goes, oh, yeah, I'm okay. I go, okay. I go, well, you look tired. I go, you want to just rest. Let the other guys run. He goes, okay. Because, and so I'm like, go ahead, rest. And it gets time to rest, right? And then the fighters are going again. And he goes, Coach, I'm ready to go. I go, no, just rest. Just relax. Don't worry. No, let them do it. And he's getting upset at me because he wants to prove to me that he can do it. And I said, don't worry. No. He goes, no, Coach, I want to run. I go, no, don't worry.
Take a nap.
Don't worry. Don't do nothing. Just relax. And basically, I got him to respond to me babying him versus yelling at him. I did the opposite. I told him, don't have to do it. You don't want to do this? Don't do it. Sit down. Don't. But I didn't condescend him. I did not condescend him. I basically did it in a caring way. Hey, don't worry. Chill out. Just go rest. Don't worry about it, And then they know. Then he goes, "No, I want to do it." I said, "You really want to do it?" Yeah. I go, "Well, then let's go." And yeah, that's one way. That's one way. But that doesn't fit with everybody. You can't do this with other people because if you try this with everybody, like I said, if I tried that with Habib would look at me and goes, "Why you baby me, coach? Don't baby me. I do what you say. Just tell me what to do." That's Habib. But again, everybody's different. And Habib actually never needed any kind of mental training from me. That's the one thing that he has better than anybody I've ever had trained in my whole entire life, the mental. He's the best mental guy I've ever trained, ever.
Here's one from Mr. T. How far have you pushed Habib during training? Have you seen how good he really is in terms of skill, or have we seen it all in the UFC?
No, you guys haven't seen his all the way around how good he really is. No, you haven't.
Nope. Mm-mm.
And I never seen it either because he kept evolving. And if you guys notice all his fights, there was always a new wrinkle. Everybody's going, "Oh, we see what he does. We see what he does." I go, "Okay, well, you guys are kind of stupid because this guy's evolving all the time." What people don't understand when it comes to striking, when Habib went home, he didn't train with nobody but me. And I asked him to train with the other coaches. They have other great coaches, but he just didn't want to. He just wanted to stick to father and myself. So he didn't train with these guys very much. It took me quite a while to get Habib to kick. I always wanted him to kick, and he wouldn't really kick. Finally, he started kicking in the very last two fights. If you guys notice, he started improving a little bit more on the kicking. He was doing a little bit more. Even with his broken foot this last fight, he was kicking. But again, have we ever seen it all? No way. Not even close. Not even close. The Habib that if he had not retired, you guys would have seen much more improved than the guy you see now. Much more improved. And Lynn, you know that. You watched
I know. I filmed him. I have filmed that you can never see. I know that there's so many more moves. I'm like, you might think he has 12 moves, but he has like 157.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I would put it at.
Yeah.
Let's see. My favorite, Bronte J. Nair. Coach, what's the coolest places you've been to? I guess in your travels as a coach, places that you've liked, different countries, different areas, different venues. What do you think?
Man, I love Uzbekistan. I love Dagestan. Russia, Moscow was great. Dubai, of course. Abu Dhabi, of course. I mean, I love those places. Those are I'd say some of my favorite places to go that I've been to. Yeah, I would say those places. Yeah.
Let's see. And it looks like the questions are there. I don't know if my thing's updating enough. There's quite a few. Here we go. How do you react to the score by judges in recent fights in the UFC? That's a really good question.
It's a really good question, and it's sad because, we as fans, we as fighters, we know who really wins and who should deserve the win. And unfortunately, the judges, some of them are blind. They don't belong there, and they make these bad decisions over and over again. And these are state-appointed employees. They're not specific people that know the art and understand the judging. They're just employees of the state athletic commissions, and they're government workers. So basically they learned what they can and the criteria how to judge. But a lot of these times, if these guys aren't fighters themselves, which the vast majority of the judges have never fought, they don't really know what they're doing, and that's what you get all this stupid scoring, because they don't know what they're doing. You rarely find fighters disagree on a verdict unless it's super, super close, and it could go either way. But usually in this last fight with the Maverick versus the Macy Barber, you saw all the news outlets, MMA outlets, 200 something, all thought that the Maverick won that fight, and then then there was the close fight too between the champ, not the champ, ex-champ, Dillashaw and Sandhagen. It's like, that was a close fight. And that one there, I can give either way. It could have gone either way, and I'd have been fine with that one. But the other one was the complete opposite. And then the Kyler versus Pavia, that was the tough one too. But that one, you can kind of see some of it, but on the Macy versus Maverick, no, that was where you feel bad. Yeah, I was just like, man, that's just, it sucks because, if you get done in by the judges, not by your performance, you lose 50% of your purse, and that sucks. That sucks really bad. I don't like it.
This is a heavy question. From Dre W. What's your reaction to the protest at the Olympic stage?
A protest? What? I don't know anything about protests.
There's some people playing sports that are kneeling, protesting their hate for America that are representing America, basically. Imagine that.
I don't. I'd rather not get involved in that stuff. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. I'm not. This is so new to me right now that I'm like, how can
You're like, I haven't even thought about that one.
Something I have no knowledge of. That would suck, because good or bad, you know, I could be making a wrong decision or say something that I don't know anything about. So I'll keep it to.
That's okay. Next question. Well, that was it. Izzy, has Habib and Usman ever sparred or trained together?
Absolutely, all the time. And Dubai, when we were getting ready for Habib's last fight, Usman was Habib's #1 sparring partner, because he's the best striker out of all the guys. And yeah, Usman sparred with Habib 24/7. Almost every single time Usman was part of that camp, big time. And that's how Usman's gotten so good, is because he's having to go in with the best ever. And that's going to propel Usman to another level too, you know, because all that great sparring he's had with Habib, and the great teaching that's passed on from Habib's father, from Habib and everybody. So yeah, Usman sparred with Habib all the time.
Let's see here. Will your new favorite, Usman Nurmagomedov, be in the UFC anytime soon? I think we answered that one.
Yeah.
This was a crazy question. Who wins, Habib or Islam in stand-up?
Well, you guys heard my comments. Islam's only won a few rounds with Habib, and the whole time we've been there, he's the only one that's ever won some rounds. So obviously,
right.
And it's not like Habib can take down Islam at will. That ain't easy to do. So it's obviously Habib wins the majority of them.
Okay, Coach, do you love burgers with cheese and Coca-Cola with ice?
Yes, but no ice. I hate ice. Burgers with cheese, no ice. I like that because I like more drinking the Coca-Cola than the ice. Because you put
my God,
ice, you get half the Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, people are asking some stuff. Like, we won't go into some controversial stuff just to keep it good.
Yeah, I don't want to get controversial stuff, only because, you know, if I don't have knowledge in it, it's kind of bad for me to comment on something that, like, okay, like for instance, there's a comment with the Olympics where Michael Bisping made a comment on the Olympic gymnast that decided to bail out, and Michael made a comment about something about pretty weak for her to bail out and this and that. And for me to give an opinion on that is horrible, because I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what gymnasts go through, and you know, and I can't make a decision based on stuff I don't know anything about. You know, and they're first of all, I don't know what gymnasts go through, and I don't know what she's going through. So for me to make a judgment on her for pulling out of the Olympics for mental reasons, man, I just got to leave it at that. You know, let her do her thing. You know, I mean, for God, you know, wasn't she like a 19-time world champion?
I think so.
So
I get
her credentials speak for herself.
Get a new question here. Did you guys tape Habib and Islam sparring and maybe release it in the future?
Never really taped any Habib sparring. We don't actually do that with the sparring hardly ever. So the little bit that's been taped was even when you were there filming, Len. You weren't allowed.
I'm not allowed to put that out. Yeah,
we're not allowed to film the whole thing. You're allowed to tape here and there. You know, so no one has that video, because there isn't none.
It doesn't exist. It can't. Well, also, you don't want to ever give away any of Islam's tendencies. Not that they're going to be the same. I mean, like you said, your fighters always evolve. You know, Islam is a different guy today than he will be the next fight. Yes. And same with
there is some tendencies you can pick up, and it's that's why it's not out there too, because there's some tendencies on top of the fact that, hey, you know, if you show video footage of sparring and you don't know what that guy was feeling that day, maybe he wasn't feeling good, and or maybe he was letting you beat him that day, and all of a sudden you show that video of this fighter getting beat, he's gonna get pretty upset because he let you do it. Or he had some problems, or he had some injury, you know, and maybe you didn't get his permission to film that. No fighter wants to see them taking the bad end of something. You know, no fighter, not when it comes to real sparring. No way. You know, that's why we don't really generally do that, and that's why people want to. They wanted to pay for us to have a video of all the sparring. Yeah, it's great, but who are you going to want to have that done on them? None of the fighters really want that. They don't want people watching their real sparring. And I mean, if let's say for instance, way back then, Kane used to demolish everybody, you know, and you're going to go in spar with Kane, and people are going to watch you spar with Kane. You're going to go, no, turn that camera off. Otherwise, I ain't sparring him.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, that's the thing. And then, like you told me when I started helping film around AKA, it's like, hey, man, no one's going to watch the sparring. So I put out a couple little clips, you know, of the non-big name guys, you know, the two brothers, you know, and our Tajikistan warrior. And, you know, they're going off blasting each other. And I hardly get any views. Like, people might think they want to see sparring, but they really don't. It's just the personality side. That's what all the videos tell us, indicating wise, anyways.
And more the interaction, more the how they do outside of that. That's why a lot of the filming that you guys see on my Instagram, it's not during actual real training. It's like we're casual, we're kind of relaxed, and then you'll see some of that. But you're not really seeing too much actual training. If I show something, like I've shown something on some of them, but that's actually me dropping in on them training. I'm not actually leading the training or nothing. I'm just filming and they're done training type of thing. I mean, usually we don't do this while training is actually going on.
I like this guy's belly. That's good. Big old boomer belly. Javier Mendez podcast. Chael said that Dagestan has unique wrestling style. What do you say to that?
Being that I was there and I seen what they're going on, I kind of tend to agree with him. You know that yeah, they do have a unique style and they kind of blend things together. These kids, man, you know, I was at a picnic with Islam Makachev, and you had all these guys are stud wrestlers, you know, Olympic gold level wrestlers, and they're out there having a barbecue, and they have their boys out there, and they're having them wrestle, and they kind of, you see the integration over there doing their judo moves, their jiu-jitsu moves, their sambo moves, and wrestling moves. They combine them all together. So yeah, I would have to tend to agree with Chael's assessment that it's a unique style, because I don't see it here. I've seen it there, but I don't see it here. So he's correct. Those guys, you know, here in the United States, everybody's got the Xbox, everybody's got the games and this and that. Over there, it's sports. It's sports. They're all involved in sports, all of them.
Let's see what we got here. Got a few questions. Okay, that's a good one. House of Jedi, what is needed to get Islam Makachev more involved in the media? Why so camera shy? I think he needs to come on the live stream. That's my secret intention. Go ahead, Av.
Well, one of the biggest things these guys have, and that's why we don't really have them on our podcast either, is they don't feel comfortable speaking English. It's very uncomfortable for them, and you know, if it's Russian speaking, you know, language that they're doing, they're translating. If they're speaking to another Russian individual and they're doing for Russian TV, they love to do it, but they feel very uncomfortable, you know. And I see it, you know, me too. You know, when people want to interview me in Spanish, I'm like, man, I don't want to do it. You know, I don't. And I have somebody who wants to interview me in Spanish now, and I'm kind of avoiding him too, you know, because I'm horrible, you know. And you go think, you know, I'm Mexican and I can't speak Spanish that well, you know. So that's one of the biggest reasons, you know. Yeah, it's cool. It's not cool, I'm sorry, but it's the language, you know. And they should do more, but it's hard because, you know, I watched some of the interviews with the Schmo, and he interviewed Islam Mabadov, and he did Usman, and Usman did way better. Islam Mabadov had a translation because he didn't want to screw up the words, and even though he had a translation, he still screwed up the words, what he really meant to say. So they don't like that because it's very uncomfortable for them.
Well, we got to just get them primed. Well, we'll get them going. It's like if they're comfortable with you, and we did a podcast with Islam once. That was the one and only. That was when during COVID, it was really nice of him to all the way from Makachev, right? I mean, he was overseas.
Yeah, it's difficult for them. Islam's better now, but he still needs more work, and that's the biggest issue for them, is that they don't feel comfortable. And to be honest with you, I stopped asking because they don't feel comfortable with it.
Well, I mean, I think this has been a great little get together. We've gone at it. We're almost 1 hour in, so let's take a couple more questions if I can find them. Let's see. Well, that was a great question about getting Islam more involved. You know what I mean?
No, it's
I mean,
good. It'd be good for Usman to get more involved, but the problem is, him feeling comfortable in it, and unfortunately for him, he's going to have to do it because, you can't, you can do it one way. You can go out there and communicate and talk, and people can see your personality and people want to see you fight, or you can just fight and people want to see you because of the way you fight. Unfortunately, if people just watch you fight without a personality behind it, they're not gonna come on board as much. They're not. It's gonna take longer for you to get the fan base. They want to see communication. That's why a lot of the Mexican stars, like Canelo,
yeah,
and the ones before him, they become more famous when they learned English. Because more to the American market.
that's so true. Let's see. Did DC plan to retire if he'd beat Stipe after UFC 241, or do you think he would have continued fighting? That's a really good question.
Yes, he would have retired had he beat him, and I was hoping that he wouldn't even fight him after he fought the first one. I wanted him to retire after he won the title, but nope, the money was too good. Dana has a way of persuading DC with the good old cheddar money, and so DC like, hi, how they're paying me too much money. I can't say no. I said, all right,
Here's a good one from Lettuce Baby. What's a typical day like at AKA? I'll give you tell your side. I'll tell you my side on it.
No, you go ahead.
Well, okay, guys. I mean, I go there, and this is where we started this channel. I would go there and do some filming during the camps, and of course, I can put up sparring, like Javier said. You don't want to reveal secrets. You don't leak stuff to the media. You get to be part of the team. And I go in there. The guys come in the morning. They warm up. They get a little. That's where we get the funny videos. Usually, they're kind of in a good mood in the morning. Just had their coffee. And then, they kind of pair off after doing a warm up. Maybe Habib leads people in wrestling and all that. And then they go, the ones with the fight coming up, go meet Coach Javier in the cage. And he matches people up against people that will make them grow. Someone that will give them a problem. Somebody that's better at stand-up. So when they face their adversary, things like this, they're more of a grappler. Now they get to get good with their hands or vice versa. And, then of course, that's how it goes on for a couple hours, and it wraps up. And usually Coach or Habib or whoever's there and other coaches give a speech. And then the good guys get to clean the mats, the lucky guys, the ones that did the best in practice. Am I right, or did I see that wrong? Did I see that part wrong, Hav? You froze, huh? Well, here I am on the podcast all by myself, and Coach Javier has frozen. I think I will wrap it at this point, guys. And that was the podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen to Fan Questions with Coach. I'll wear the sunglasses next time. We're trying to hit 80,000 in the next day or so. We appreciate all of you, and that's why we're going more with the live streaming. And thank you so much for all the awesome questions. And it's cool we get to highlight you here today. Thanks for helping us grow the channel. I really appreciate it. And so does Coach. I'll talk to you soon.